Welcome to Game 10 of the Western Hemisphere Cup 2023 for MRDA. This game will feature the Race City Rebels, number 10, Andy, number 117, Bodega, who had a birthday yesterday, 123, Diamond, number 17, Brayton Lynch, number 18, Flipper, number 31, Floppy Joe, number 33, Kid, number 34, Grimace, 440, Bills, number 57, Rowdy, number 70, Doc Flatliner, who also had a birthday yesterday, number 73, Lynn, number 77, Roller Coaster, number Keister, number 81, Steph, and number 823, Stretch Armstrong. They are coached by Tiny.
All right, wearing white, your Pittsburgh Roller Derby Undead. 05 is Hurricane Heather. Dragon Body wears 100. 12 is Zora. 17 is Tot. Jackson is 172. 213 is Sadie Masochist. Bugsy wears 277. Ohm Wrecker is number 30. 333 is Smashberry. Mike Honcho is number 47. Number 5 is Nemesis. Hebrew wears 66. 814 is Grohl. Pit Bulldozer wears number 9. And Shaggy is number 96. The Undead is coached by Kitty Black.
Rest staff this game, we have RDFM, Candyman, Bradosaurus Rex, Guinness, Damon Mistress, Zero, Doesn't Matter, Ruins, and Ninja Assassin.
All right, we've got Bradysaurus Rex, Bionic B, HBC, Cheshire Stats, India Pale L, Kill C Grammar, Carter Away, Dave Astater, and Anya Arson for our NSOs.
Can't see the jammer. Can you see the jammer?
We're going to get started here in about 5 seconds.
I think we're going to have a Shaggy on Shaggy jam right off the bat.
It is, in fact, a Shaggy versus Shaggy jam to start the game. And Shaggy from the Race City Rebels picks up lead jammer status to start this game for the Rebels.
Doc Flatliner picking up a cup penalty. Shaggy comes in trying to score, trying to get through the Undead. Calls it off. Looks like picking up 2 points for the Undead.
Shaggy 1, Shaggy 2, and Shaggy 3. 70 in the box. Yeah, Doc Flatliner.
17. Todd. I'm sorry, that's Mike.
Zara and Floppy.
Zara versus Floppy Joe.
Wow.
Floppy Joe trying to getting pushed to the inside. Diamond back there working on Zara. Zara tiptoes through the inside, picking up lead. Floppy Joe hot.
Zara going to go to the Derby Rocks penalty box to sit for a track cut, it looks like.
And Floppy Joe gets the lead because of it. For some reason, only Doc Flatliner playing offense.
Floppy Joe struggling with a strong 3-wall at the top of the pack.
Yeah, and Indy has decided not to do. Now they come in with some offense.
Telling it like it is. It's Wrecking Bill.
If
you haven't heard me yet today, my name's Chris Schramm. Happy to be here.
I don't understand why you'd leave your jammer standing there while you're standing in the middle of the track doing nothing.
Yes, agreed.
Looks like Shaggy will be back out there for the power jam for the Race City Rebels. Let's see if they'll get him some offense this time around. The Undead attempted a shark, but they get the recycle as Zora comes on the track. Shaggy trying to get through this, pushing this wall out of play. Getting lead is Shaggy. Zora breaks out of the pack as Shaggy comes in for a scoring pass.
Little fast derby here as both jammers get their passes in.
Stretch Armstrong and Bill's running some offense, but Armstrong goes off on a penalty as Zora gets through, picking up 4 points as well.
Race is taking the strategy of running the jam out when they get lead, it looks like.
Shaggy recycled to the back of the pack. Zora breaks through, scoring 4 points for the Undead. Shaggy picks up 4. Zora with a nice apex jump. As India's bleeding blockers to the box. Yes. So Pittsburgh had a 12-8. I'm sorry, a 12-11 jam advantage on that play after a power start.
Little more than 4 minutes gone in the first half of this game.
Record out there for the Undead versus Floppy Joe for Race City in black.
Wrecker going up against Floppy Joe, both dealing with, or not Floppy Joe, excuse me. It's Brodaje taking the star.
Floppy Joe breaks through on the inside. As Omi finally gets out of the pack. Half a lap behind. Well, Floppy with some nice toe work on the inside, calling it off, picking up 4 points. Looks like Floppy is going to go right back out on the line versus Zora for the Undead. Race City starting off with, or each team starting off with a blocker in the penalty box. Push back, those blockers push back up on the jammer line. Zora absorbing hits and bouncing off. Finally taken out of bounds by Flatliner, but gets back in play quickly. Floppy got taken out by Honcho, but it sure looked like he cut the whole pack, didn't it? Flatliner's going to pick up an out-of-play hit.
Got a lot going on this jam.
We had a helmet cover pass to Mike Honcho. Yeah, we had a helmet cover pass to Mike Honcho. And it looked like Floppy Joe picked up 7 points on that jam. 2-0 for the Undead.
(27-12) with 23-ish minutes left to go in the first half. Game 10.
That Shaggy back out there for the Race City Rebels.
Bugsy taking the star for the first time, I believe, for the Undead, getting knocked to the outside.
Ooh.
Shaggy making a scoring pass as Bugsy is knocked into his own teammate.
Bugsy just came up from juniors, but he's taking some big hits there from Kidd and Keister. And Shaggy keeps scoring points. Ooh.
Little bit of a low block there, I believe.
Looks like Sadie picks up the low block. Flatliner back out on the box. Ooh, gets a nice.
Shaggy around for another scoring pass.
Bugsy. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Derby Rocks penalty box is full of rebels right now. I took over the penalty box, by the way. I decided to call it the Derby Rocks penalty box.
There you go.
For those playing along.
Oh. Bugsy is taking some huge hits from these guys, but he keeps getting up and going back at it.
Bugsy keeps getting back up, so.
And Shaggy keeps scoring points.
Yeah, Shaggy putting up more and more passes as there is a revolving door of rebels in the Derby Rocks penalty box.
Bugsy
also known as the Shram and Pepper box. I named it yesterday as well. After a big hit, Shaggy does call it off. That was a huge jam. Our biggest jam of the game so far at 19 points for Shaggy and the Race City Rebels.
Race has got 5 of the last jams.
Bugsy did manage to pick up 4 points after getting blasted all over the track by the Race City blockers.
While we have a second, I want to mention that all event merchandise is now 25% off. Go pick up your tournament t-shirt for 25% off right now.
Race City's managed to lead the last 5 jams.
Thank you to all 160 or so viewers on the Undead stream on Twitch. Make sure you're sharing and liking and posting all about the MRDA and following along on social media. Go search out Men's Roller Derby Association on Facebook or Twitter to stay up to date on all the news.
Booster.
Tell us how you really I scored.
All right, looks like we'll have Shaggy out there for the Undead. I think is that Floppy Joe out there for the Race City Rebels? I don't know. I can't see. Yeah, it's Lynch. Yes, it is Lynch.
So we got Shaggy on Shaggy again?
Shaggy on Shaggy again.
No, this is Protege. Sorry. It's Protege. 117 and 17 look an awful lot alike.
Yeah.
Both jammers struggling to get out to take lead.
Mike Honcho recycling Brodega to the back. Pit Bulldozer, Grohl, and Honchos. They set up a 4-wall now on Brodega. There's Shaggy out scoring points as Brodega passes the helmet cover off to Rowdy. Ooh. Shaggy blows through that blocker from the Race City Rebels, picking up 4 points. Race City Rebels 46, Pittsburgh Roller Derby 24 on that 8-4 jam by Shaggy. Now we have Floppy Joe out there for Race City, and it looks like Zora for the Undead.
19 minutes left to go in the first half. Still anybody's game. We've got Zora taking the star, facing off against Floppy Joe this time, I believe.
Zora gets out and gets lead for the Undead. Some nice work. It's Floppy Joe trying to get through Chris Dye with some nice defensive work.
Dragon Body going to go sit for a forearm, I believe was the call.
Floppy gets out of the pack on the scoring pass. Azora now picking up points and calls it off. Picking up all 4 points for the Undead. I know all these players by their real names, so it's hard to get you. He's good. He really is. All right, we have Omi out there jamming for the Undead. And that looks like Brodega again, isn't it?
I believe that is. I think it's Brodege, but I kind of like Brodega too.
Oh, Brogy? Is it
Brodege, like protege, but Brodege.
All right.
Yeah, but I like Brodega a lot too.
Brodega. We like Brodega better.
I don't know. We're changing people's names. I'm taking over the penalty box. This is awesome.
Omi trying to get through these last 2 blockers for
Andy playing some strong defense, but Omi does manage to get out first. Eligible to score points on this pass.
a nice offense there by Dragon Body, getting Omi out of the pack. Omi hits that 4-wall hard. As Brogy still waiting to get out of that pack. Now recycled to the back with Dragon Body and Pit Bulldozer. Again, recycled to the back. Doc Flatliner gets Omi on a recycle.
Very strong defense from both teams here.
Grimace with a big hit right at the end of that jam. So Pittsburgh slowly chipping away at that lead Race City built up. Race City 46, Pittsburgh Roller Derby 32.
15 minutes left in the first half. This is still anybody's game. Very close.
Looks like we have Rowdy out there for Race City. And is that Bugsy again for...
Rowdy taking the star for Race City, and...
Oh, nice toe stop work on that outside line by Rowdy. As Bugsy takes...
Looks like Bugsy taking the star again for the Undead. Welcome to the MRDA, Bugsy.
Yeah, Bugsy's going to need an ice bath tonight. Rowdy through, scoring 4 points for Race City. But Bugsy is relentless. He just keeps going.
You are not wrong.
That's what happens when you're 18.
Rowdy picking up some more points and then calling it off. Keeping the Undead to 0.
Yeah, nice jam there by Rowdy after some nice footwork on this outside line.
I think we're back to Shaggy on Shaggy at the jammer line.
That may be the norm for this game.
One Shaggy, definitely more Shaggy than the other.
The Undead starting to jam. One blocker down as Shaggy fights through. Ooh,
Shaggy from Race City does manage to pick up lead after some strong, or despite strong defense from Pit Bulldozer and the Undead.
I tell you what. Oh, Shaggy picked up a cut, but
Yeah,
I thought that was some nice work trying to stay in after taking some.
it was real nice. Gave it a really strong effort, but was unable to stay in bounds. So Shaggy for the Undead is going to go to the Derby Rocks penalty box.
Shaggy took a big hit. The Shaggy on the track took a big hit for Pit Bulldozer.
Yeah.
Race City giving no offense for their jammer.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing all the work on his own there. The other 4 players have decided to stand and watch. Now Shaggy, while the other players were standing watching their jammer go through the Undead, the other jammer comes out of the box and breaks through. Shaggy with another nice jam there for
That is the
Race
second
City.
highest jam total for Shaggy today. I believe he had 19 in a previous jam.
Yep, 16 that one.
Putting in a lot of great work. He's got Tot starting a jam in the Derby Rocks penalty box.
Zora out there for the Undead. Ooh. Zora taking a big hit from Kid as Floppy Joe trying to get through the Undead line. And there Floppy Joe gets out, picks up lead for the Race City Rebels. Zora with some really nice toe stop work on that inside line, gets out of the pack.
Little hop through the pack there. Floppy Joe picks up another scoring pass and calls it off. Couple of Undead skaters in a bit of penalty trouble early here. We've got a couple of them with 3 penalties each.
Looks like we have Brodig out there. Oh, we have a timeout called by the Undead.
Undead's going to take a team timeout, catch their breaths, regroup, try and crawl back into it like they did the last time. I got to take a second and say that this is like a really cool moment for me. You being a 5-time world champion and all, and I've enjoyed your playing career, and now I get to announce with you. So this is really cool. Thank you for doing the thing.
And it's my pleasure to work with you and your fantastic podcast you do for Derby. I've been honored to be on your podcast, and I enjoy listening to your support for Derby on your podcast.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. That's really nice. This was a nice moment for us. This was good.
We've been waiting to do this together.
For a long time. So we're happy to cross this off the list. This is awesome. Hopefully there'll be plenty of other opportunities in the future for us, and it looks like we might get back to Derby here after a team timeout. A little under 11 and a half minutes left to go in the first half of Game 10 at the Western Hemisphere Cup MRDA postseason.
We have Floppy Joe back out there for Race City. And that's
Protege getting we keep mixing up Floppy Joe and Protege. So Protege did get out and get lead jammer status, and Omrecker is going to go sit in the Derby Rocks penalty box for a track cut. And we have a 4-point scoring pass for Protege as well.
Yeah, they definitely didn't want to give up a power jam after coming out of that timeout. I still don't understand why Ray City doesn't play any offense for their jammers. It just blows my mind.
Yes, agreed.
Hey, let's read some. Don't forget today. Oh, right now, I believe. Yes, we have happy hour is again. So make sure you stop by. Well, it said it is 2 days. You changed it? All right.
Cross it out on. I thought I crossed it on everyone, but no happy hour today.
Never mind. We bought all the beer. No happy hour.
Pint glass.
We do have half off pint
Being used
glasses,
as
so
a
make sure.
timeout.
Stop talking, William.
Ooh.
It's an O as a T.
What happened?
If-
So it's
10.5 minutes left to go in the first half. They did use their official review as a regular timeout. Reasonable strategy.
Rowdy out there on the power jam start.
Hi, Mom. My mom's watching the stream again. Hi, Mom. Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened there, but Rowdy just like skated through pretty much untouched.
the whole packs. I don't know what.
Oh, false start. Perfect. Gotcha. I think all of Pittsburgh got a false start there and had to yield. That was bizarre.
Well, you got to make sure you line up behind that pivot still on that pivot line. Omi out of the penalty box and on a scoring pass as Rowdy gets through, picking up 4 points. Oh, nice play by
Amazing
Diamond.
hit by Diamond. That was incredible.
Omi tried jumping that apex and Diamond
Wow.
cut that off.
Rowdy able to jump the apex that time, picking up 4 more points for the Ray City Rebels and around on another scoring pass. We're going to go long this jam, I believe.
Ooh. Kid did attempt to play some offense for Rowdy and does a good job getting Rowdy out of that pack.
A great jam by Rowdy. After putting in the work, he decides to call it off.
Picking up 12 points for Ray City. Pittsburgh picking up 4 for the Undead on that jam. Now we have Floppy Joe out there for Ray City. I believe that's Shaggy for the Undead. Am I correct?
Shaggy with a big push at the top of the pack. Still fighting with a couple of blockers. Got Bills and Stretch at the top.
Ooh. Stretch with a nice knockout. Recycles Shaggy to the back of the pack. Kuster, ooh, and there goes Shaggy. Pushes right through Armstrong as Danny comes out right behind.
Floppy Joe, quick to get out of the pack behind Shaggy there, forces Shaggy to call it off before either team is able to score points. So that'll be a 0-0 jam.
I believe that's our first 0-0, is it?
I think you're right.
Nice hustle by Floppy Joe to get around there and force that call off.
Absolutely.
We
Got Bills in the penalty box finishing up his penalty. Zora taking the star for the Undead, pushing at the top of the pack, but Shaggy does manage to get out first and pick up lead jammer status for Race City.
Diamond doing some nice defensive work out there.
Bills with some offense coming out of the penalty box. Shaggy tripped over Jackson, does a spin move to the outside and calls it off. Holds Undead to 0. That's 2 jams in a row, 0 points for the Undead.
Nice defensive work by both teams there. No, 4 points picked up by, that was 4 points picked up by the Race City Rebels. They increased their lead 97 to 36. We have a little bit of delay in our technology down here that we're getting the information from.
Almost reaching the century mark, Race City. We've got Grohl taking the star for the Undead.
Ooh.
Bunch of big hits here and there. We've got Protege trying to continue his work with the star. Despite a big hit to the inside, a fancy spin move keeps him inbounds and upright to pick up lead jammer status. Honcho taking a star pass for the Undead, struggling to get out against Grimace, and does eventually. But we have a cut for Protege, so Honcho shakes his head but puts the star on, is ready for a power jam. And this jam is going to go 2 minutes.
Oh, nice knockout there by Doc Flatliner. I don't think Honcho wanted to jam.
No, I'm not so sure he was ready for that. He's not in any hurry to get back into it. But he's going to give it a shot.
Flatliner guides him up to the wall of blockers.
A lot of reforming in front, a lot of water falling, making life particularly hard for Mike Honcho.
Well, not running to get back to the back of the pack allows the Race City Rebels to bridge him all the way back.
About 20 seconds left in this 2-minute jam. We do have a pass completed to Doc Flatliner, so we've had 2 star passes in this jam.
Honcho not hustling to get back into this pack allows Flatliner to pick up some points.
Roll ending the jam with a 4-arm penalty, going to go to the Derby Rocks penalty box.
Oh, it was a 4-4 jam on that.
It's got Shaggy taking the star for the Undead and Floppy Joe for the Rebels. 101 to 40, Race City crossing the century mark. Diamond doing some fantastic one-on-one blocking. Looks like we're going to have a power jam as Shaggy picks up lead jammer status. A track cut penalty was called on Floppy Joe as he goes to sit in the Derby Rocks penalty box.
And they lost Diamond as well to the penalty box. So just 2 blockers on the 3 blockers for the Rebels. Ooh, takes a big hit from Kuster. And a big hit from Kidd, who goes back to the penalty box.
Big collision on the outside. It's going to send Kidd to the penalty box for, I believe, a 4-arm call as Shaggy rounds the track to pick up 4 more points for his team, hopefully.
Shaggy does manage to call it off, but I believe Floppy Joe picked up at least 1 point. 7 points picked up for Pittsburgh. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 11. 11-1 jam that last time on the power jam. So nice little point pickup there for the Pittsburgh Roller Derby.
Under 2 minutes left to go. We've got Rowdy taking the star again for Race City. A big push. Nemesis able to knock him down and out of bounds to the outside.
Rowdy recycled to the back with a beautiful hit.
And finally, Omi does pick up lead jammer status.
Nemesis with a big hit on Rowdy. Knocked the helmet cover off.
With an apex jump immediately into a tough hit. Omrecker managing to pick up some points. Rowdy does have the helmet cover back on his head, almost. He's sure trying.
Rowdy having some problems with that helmet cover.
Almost mercifully, the jam is called off by the Undead as Rowdy had struggles putting the helmet cover back on, you know.
Yeah.
Got to have it on to score points, so that was nice of the Undead to call that one off. Yeesh.
You could not get that thing back on for anything.
Got to get tighter panties, y'all. Really strong positional blocking by Race City, holding Zora back. Shaggy with the star, but Zora does manage to make it out first despite some amazing defense.
Nice inside path taken there by Zora. Zora trying to get her blockers to move forward so they can pick up more points, but they had knocked a blocker out of bounds and were trying to draw that blocker back in, but they needed to move forward so that Zora could get as many points as possible as Brody was hot on their tail.
That's going to wrap up the first half of play in this game. It's 102-55 in favor of the Race City Rebels. We will be back with the second half right after this. Next 15 minutes.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stayed. I'm a pretty boss, look on my shit bright ways. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you back. Ooh. I'm the girl that they don't talk about, quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single date. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal, key in ignition. Just keep me full like I had a meal once in a while. Feel alright. I know you like it, can't fight it. I might let you ride the wave. I'm New York and you're LA. Come together, feel the shock waves.
All right, we have just under 2 minutes left of halftime. We want to take a second to remind you that we want to thank everybody who helps keep the wheels rolling in this sport. Officials, announcers, photographers, medics, volunteers, sponsors, vendors, and our fans here today. This event could not happen without all of your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you.
Also, to all of our amazing fans, the Cleveland Guardians request that you please refrain from eating nuts or nut products in the facility so that we can provide a safe environment for our whole community. And don't forget, we have $5 pint glasses for all the players that have already finished the tournament to have a drink.
No nuts. Don't eat nuts.
And and please do not have the pint glasses in the front row of the bleachers. Unless, of course, you're on these bleachers over here and you can have them wherever you like.
102-55 in favor of the Race City Rebels wearing black. This is game 10, day 2, the Western Hemisphere Cup in adequate Cleveland, Ohio.
Looks like we'll have Shaggy on Shaggy to start off the second half.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Well, it's because there was 2 Shaggy. That's why.
Shaggy or Brayton Lynch for the Race City Rebels. If you're following along.
Nobody in the Derby podcast. Derby Rocks podcast. There we go. I got it right there.
Starting the Derby Rocks podcast penalty box
Yeah,
off nice
it's
and
empty.
empty.
Yeah. A whistle will have the start. We have Rowdy out. No, I'm sorry, Shaggy on Shaggy. I already said that. Everybody push back on the jammer line. Shaggy takes a nice outside move, but gets a cut penalty. Picks up a cut for Race City. So power jam for White Shaggy. Undead Shaggy. How about Undead Shaggy? We'll call him. He is wearing a white shirt, but we'll call him Undead Shaggy.
How did Wrecking Bills get kicked out of the MRDA?
Well, yeah, him was with a nice hit, and then Doc Flannery with a
Shaggy ran face first into Doc Flatliner's butt. I hope we got that onto tape.
Oh, nice apex jump, avoiding the Stretch Armstrong hit on the inside.
Both Shaggy's back on the track.
Oh, on the outside, Brayden Lynch, Shaggy for the
He's going to go
Rebels.
back to the Derby Rocks penalty box for another track cut. Looked like it might have been no pass, no penalty, but 0 from the outside says no, it was a cut.
Mike Honcho and Doc Flatliner trading hits. Flatliner with a nice knockout and recycle of the Undead Shaggy.
Shaggy with the white jersey does call it off. Shaggy with the black jersey still in the Derby Rocks penalty box. If you're a fan of roller derby and you're not following Derby Rocks on Facebook or Instagram, you should be ashamed of yourself.
For a lot of ad reads, that's great.
After this
Zora.
game, I'm going to owe the MRDA a lot of money, I think. So I'm going to quiet down, but we're having fun. Hey, we've got the pinky pivot line where players are lined up, but Zora does get out first, pick up lead jammer status. Shaggy is back on the track. Does get by and a no pass, no penalty, is eligible to score points on this pass. But Zora, with lead jammer status, is going to skate it out.
Shaggy powers through the Undead blockers. Zora then recycled out by Diamond, but picks up a penalty. Three more points picked up by Zora. I don't know if you noticed, there was a really nice play. Kid had one-on-one blocking on Zora up front, and Diamond jumped the apex and come up here and bridge for Kid to give him a little bit more room to work on that one-on-one block. That was a really nice work by Diamond.
A lot of smart plays by Diamond this weekend.
We have Floppy Joe versus Wrecker for the Undead. Floppy Joe for the Race City Rebels. Mike Honcho up trying to play some offense.
But speaking of Kid and Diamond, both of them are in the Derby Rocks penalty box, leaving 2 blockers out on the track. So Wrecker does make easy work.
Oh,
Honcho takes a big hit and ends up on his butt.
Floppy Joe with the big hit there on Mike Honcho. The non-record gets recycled and forced to call it off by Doc Flatliner with a nice play. We have a 0-0 jam. Also, nice defense there by the Race City Rebels. Looks like we'll have Protege out there versus Shaggy for the Undead. Protege for the Race City Rebels. So far, this second half, Undead must have had a nice talk. They've gotten lead all three jams this second half, but Race City still holding a 106-64 lead. Ooh, nice hits there by Grimace, clearing out the defensive player. Stretch Armstrong and Doc Flatliner doing some nice work in back on Shaggy. Dragon Body playing some nice offense, trying to clear out those blockers, but Protege gets out with lead for Race City. Doc Flatliner finish off Shaggy. Pit Bulldozer gets to recycle on Protege.
Shaggy
Grimace.
gets popped out of bounds by Grimace. He's going to get recycled back by Steph.
They cleaned out Pit Bulldozer, allowing Protege to get back out. Doc Flatliner picking up a forearm penalty on the offensive play there on that play. Looks like Race City picked up 4 points on that last jam. No points picked up by Pittsburgh.
110-64.
Looks like we'll have Zora for the Undead versus Rowdy for the Race City Rebels in black. Kuster with a knockout on Zora and recycle to the back. Now they get the bridge. Zora just has Kuster to get through, but looked like Kuster pulled a cut, but no, Zora gets out and picks up lead. As Rowdy now goes to the penalty box.
I think Rowdy's going to go to the penalty box for blocking a downed skater.
And Doc
Power
Flatliner
jam.
comes out of the penalty box and goes right back in.
I lied. Zora's going to go sit down as well. So Rowdy's going to get released back on the track. Jammer rotation in the Derby Rocks penalty box as Rowdy is back on the track trying to pick up some points for the Rebels. Zora also released from the penalty box real quick.
And Doc Flatliner now sitting on 5 penalties as Rowdy. 1 blocker left to get, but Zora comes out of the penalty box. And now they're neck and neck on this full 2-minute jam. No, 1. Got a fast pack moving, keeping Undead up, trying to bend up front to keep this pack moving up the track. We have a split pack.
Got a real long pack here going. Some fast derby. Rowdy manages to trip over his own teammate Lynn back on his feet. Everybody's slowed down a bit now, and Zora struggles with a 2-wall of blockers. Now a 3-wall as time runs out. Both jammers, little gas. As this one comes to an end.
2 more points for Zora. No, we have 6-2 jam was what we had that time. Race City managed to pick up 2 points. Pittsburgh managed to pick up 6.
We have a real sturdy line out there for Race City. It's 112-70. Still anybody's game. Omi does a quick hop, skip, and a jump on the inside line to pick up lead jammer status. Shaggy gets out right behind him. Stretch asking for a bit of clarification from the official on whether or not he picked up a directional penalty, and the official was happy to reaffirm that there was in fact a penalty. So he will go to the Derby Rocks penalty box and start this jam there.
So it looks like we'll have Bugsy versus Floppy Joe. Two of the younger players on each team. Diamond with a nice knockout on Bugsy. As Floppy Joe's recycled to the back.
Bugsy pushing to the front of the pack here, all alone, one-on-one with Kid. Ray City is bridged out. Bugsy does manage to get out first and pick up lead jammer status for the first time in this game, I believe. But Floppy Joe right behind him. A little jammer on jammer violence coming into turn 4. Bugsy goes down and calls it off. Smart play. Great jam.
Floppy Joe with some nice work out there. Gets the call off with the 0-0 jam. It's a smart move with a 112 to 71 lead.
It's had 6 to 7 leads.
Undead has managed to have 6 of the 7 leads this half. They've cut into the lead a little bit of the rest of the Rebels, but
Taking yours.
Ninja said that she's heard enough of Wrecking Bill and took his microphone this time, so you're stuck listening to me. You've got 19:38 left to go in the second half. 112 to 71 in favor of Race City. Still time for the Undead to crawl back into it. Make sure you check out Roller Derby Athletics. They are your ultimate online resource for new and seasoned skaters.
Thanks. Pittsburgh is requesting a low block call on Black Jammer.
Well, you're still at 48. I bet. Me too. For
Like,
Black Jammer will be assessed to low block. Review is retained.
Jammer and Jammer actually requested a low block. Race City will start the box. They do retain.
All right. When we had some of the jammer on jammer action, there was a question about a low block. And in this case, the Undead does retain, and they have won the official review. And Race City is going to start in the Derby Rocks penalty box.
so we have a power jam. Looks like they're going to send out Shaggy for the Undead.
Really great opportunity for the Undead here. Some strong offense, but even stronger reforming there.
Nice recycling by the Race City Rebels. Now just one blocker to get by. Shaggy picks up lead for the Undead. Exactly what they needed. Now they just got to pick up points. The Undead had a player trapped in back, but Armstrong with a nice knockout, and
Floppy
picks
Joe
up
has
the
been released from the penalty box as Shaggy goes to sit for a penalty.
Floppy Joe out of the pack on a scoring pass now.
Race City trying to control the pack by holding Jackson.
Now they are actually giving some offense for Floppy Joe. For a second, anyway. Now they stand and wait for Shaggy to re-enter the pack.
We're going to go 2 minutes this jam.
They decide to go with a four wall on Shaggy and leave Floppy Joe to fend for himself against the 3 wall of
Dragon Body doing the most right now to make sure he doesn't pick up a stop block penalty.
Limit with some nice work there. The
Roll
Sister
with some
Jack.
strong blocking, then falls over the line, I believe.
Yeah, we got our on our roster. We have some names that are messed up. We have some messed up numbers on here.
17 minutes left to go. It's 119 to 79.
She's out there right now.
Zora on the receiving end of a big hit from Kid, getting back up and then meeting the 3 wall of Ray City. Shaggy hopping over a falling Mike Honcho manages to pick up lead jammer status.
Oh, a nice little pirouette there by Zora on the outside to get out of that pack. Shaggy calls it off. Zora managed to pick up 1 point for the Undead. 3 points picked up by Shaggy. Ray City increased their lead 119 to 80. Nobody in that Derby Rocks penalty box this jam.
Starting off with a full pack of blockers and jammers on the track, and we're underway as Brodege struggles with a big 3 wall from the Undead.
Wrecker for the Undead out there jamming. Both of them trying to push these.
Got a really
big
close
walls.
pack. Both teams here sandwiched together pretty well. Doc gonna go keep that Derby Rocks penalty box company again.
Doc Flatliner.
Olbrecker does get out after a forearm is called on Stretch Armstrong.
It's 5 for Stretch and 6 for Doc Flatliner.
4 more points on the board for the Undead.
As Wrecker
We
zips
have
through
a
for
completed star pass to Grimace for Race City.
As Wrecker through for another 4 points. Nice jam here for Wrecker and the Undead with Grimace now jamming.
This is certainly going to bring the score closer together for the Undead. Stretch is released from the penalty box. Despite a big hit, Olmrecker manages to stay in bounds and complete another scoring pass.
And Grimace with just Dragon Body left to get through. No points there for Ray City as Wrecker picked up at least 12 on a very nice jam. for the
14 minutes
Undead.
left to go.
Nemesis does go to the box for the Undead.
Looks like Doc might have fouled out.
That's a big loss for the Ray City Rebels. He is their captain and leader on that team. A lot of experience also. Maybe the most experienced person on the team.
13:43 left to go in the second half. It's 122-94 in favor of the Ray City Rebels. It's more shouting about balls going on. It's been a theme this weekend. So you can't eat nuts, but you can shout about balls.
So that was a 14-point jam there by On Record. And I think that was the biggest jam for the Undead this game. They've closed the gap here, 122-94. And, of course, now Ray City has to absorb the loss of Doc Flatliner as well. So,
10 jams this week.
and this half, Pittsburgh's had 8 of the 10 leads this jam. So Pittsburgh making a comeback here in this second half.
Rowdy taking the star again for Ray City. Shaggy gets knocked out of bounds to the outside and drawn back. Hurricane Heather going to go to the penalty box as Rowdy picks up lead jammer status to break up that streak for the Undead. Ooh, taking a hard hit.
But
to
Rowdy,
the ground, really. Nobody actually touched him. He just fell hard after a beautiful apex jump to pick up some points.
Rowdy's still having trouble keeping that helmet cover on.
Rowdy's had a tough time keeping his panties on today.
Wow.
Picks up 4 more points and calls it off.
Well, a nice 8-point jam there for Rowdy. Exactly what Ray City needed. Nice recovery after that timeout. Now they send out Floppy Joe, Ray City in black, and Undead in white send out Zora. Nobody in the penalty box for either team. And Zora is recycled to the back. Floppy Joe still trying to break through this pack, and Zora as well. Now 2 blockers left for the Undead. It's Bills, and now they're out of play, and she's going to pick up. And then Zora reset to the back, even though Andy. I thought they called a penalty on out of play penalty, but
I misunderstood as well. I thought it was an out of play. I thought Zora should have kept it moving forward. Unfortunately, not the case, as Floppy Joe, with lead jammer status, looking to stretch the lead a little bit.
Zora does manage to pick up 1 point. Floppy Joe picks up 3 on that jam. Looks like Ray City will send out Braden Lynch or Shaggy. As the Undead send out Shaggy. Nice knockout there by Pit Bulldozer. Oh, that was Wrecker. I apologize.
Wrecker going to go sit for a penalty, as we have 2 of the Undead in the Derby Rocks penalty box, leaving Shaggy to pick up lead jammer status for Ray City.
Ray City did manage to pick off 1 blocker.
Shaggy taking the outside line, going through relatively untouched on that pass.
They set up their tripod. Shaggy manages to break through the two wall there. A Pit Bulldozer and Honcho is Amrecker now out of the penalty box. But Shaggy on another scoring pass. Diamond with a nice knockout on Omrecker, recycling to the back as Shaggy breaks through for another scoring passes. Nice footwork by Shaggy on the outside. Gets at least up to the 2-0, but Diamond with some nice recycling.
We have a successful star pass to Hurricane Heather for the Undead. Shaggy does call it off.
So that's two nice jams in a row for Ray City after that timeout and the loss of Doc Flatliner. So they've decided to take the responsibility on themselves to try to keep this game in, keep this lead up. Now they've increased their lead 149 to 95. That was a 16-point jam there for Shaggy, Braden Lynch. 9 minutes left in the second half.
Think we're taking a official timeout because we have a wet spot on the track. Somebody left a wet spot, so we're going to clean that up, and then we'll get right back to it. Our after party is going to be held Sunday evening after the championship game at Bottle House Brewery and Meadery here in Cleveland Heights. It's going to be 10 to 1 a.m. Food's going to be provided to everyone by the Cleveland Guardians, and there'll even be custom roller derby drinks you can order. There's going to be a lager called Apex Hops and a cocktail called Old Fashioned Roller Derby. Come celebrate with the champions.
They now they put it in drinks now.
Yeah, you can get CBD drinks for those who might be feeling some things physically or emotionally.
Who would have thought that back in my day we had Cheech and Chong, and now the whole world is Cheech and Chong. The whole world. Who would have thought?
There'll be a safety meeting immediately following this game in the parking lot. I'm kidding. I would never.
So now it looks like the Undead will send out Shaggy out there and Floppy Joe for Race City. Nobody in that Derby Rocks penalty box for either team.
Got a full line of blockers and jammers for both teams as we're going to get back under it. 149 to 95 in favor of the Race City Rebels as Floppy Joe makes fast, quick work of the outside line.
Oh, a nice hit out by Armstrong, but some just as nice offense there by Jackson.
It's a smart heads-up play there with knocking the blocker out of bounds. So Shaggy can go right back in as both jammers round turn 2. It's another 0-0 jam for both teams.
No, Danny picked up 4 points first.
I missed that.
Yeah, he zipped through
right.
on that nice offense move there by Jackson to get Shaggy out. But it was a nice call off there, but before Shaggy can score any points. But now the Undead start off with 2 players in the box. And we have Brodege versus, I believe that's Zora. Both jammers get out.
Brodege out first, but both are right on each other. That is 5 leads in a row for Race City. Brodege taking his time as we have a fast pack and does manage to take more time off the clock before calling it off.
Some nice work by Zora to pick up at least 1 point, though.
Smart heads-up play to squeeze one out at the end there.
Wrecker out on the line for the Undead, and that's Rowdy.
Ceiling shot.
No, I'm sorry, that's Shaggy for Race City Rebels. Race City's found a line up on that outside. They've gotten out 3 times in a row on that outside line. They must have found something in the Undeads. Wrecker with some nice toe stop work on this outside line. Gets out, absorbs a hit from Armstrong, and walks up that line. And then Shaggy turns around and does some nice tightrope work on the outside line, picking up 4 points for Race City.
A little bit more than 6 minutes left to go in this game. It is 157 to 96 in favor. I'm sorry, 153 to 96 in favor of Race City. I lied. It switched back. It's 157 to 96 in favor of Race City.
Floppy Joe out there for Race City versus Shaggy for
Shaggy
the
taking
Undead.
the star.
Shaggy picks
Dancing
up a
along
cut.
the outside, ends up picking up a cut track. Is going to go to the Derby Rocks penalty box, leaving lead open.
Nemesis with a nice hit on Floppy Joe. Tried to break through. Finally, Floppy gets out. He did get some offense there from his Race City teammates. Nice footwork on the outside. Floppy Joe picks up 4 points, but now Shaggy out of the penalty box. Ooh. Shaggy absorbs a big hit, but gets out of that pack. It's Floppy Joe on a second. Ooh, takes a hit from Mike Concho. Recycled to the back. Oh. Floppy Joe attempted the hit on Shaggy, but takes that whack himself. We've had some nice hits here this game.
Very physical game. Big teams here.
Floppy did pick up 6 points, increased the lead for the Race City Rebels, 163 to 96.
A little bit more than 4 minutes left to go as we wrap up game 10. Stick around for games 11 and 12 coming up. Find out who comes in third, fourth, first and second, of course.
Zora jamming for the Undead. She's done a lot of nice work this game for the Undead. Protege out jamming for Race City. Jackson goes to the penalty box. Protege breaks out with lead, but Zora quickly catching up.
Were we mistaken earlier? Didn't Doc foul out? What did I miss?
Protege with a nice apex jump, picking up 4 points as Zora breaks through for 4 points. Well, Flatliner's back out there.
Yeah, that's what I was just mentioning. I'm confused about that, but we do have Undead over the century mark.
Both jammers picking up 4 points. I guess they just sit. I guess he was sitting on 6 penalties and they set him for a while. That's okay.
Zora struggling with some strong defense from the Race City Rebels. We've got a tight pack. Both teams bunched up. Protege meeting a strong 3-wall from the Undead. It's got a bridged out Race City Rebels as Zora re-enters the pack after being drawn back. After hopping over a stretch, does pick up 4 more points.
Nice work on that inside line for Zora.
Little over 2 minutes left to go in this game.
It looks like we had a 15 points for the Pittsburgh Roller Derby and 12 for Race City.
Pittsburgh does call a team timeout to stop the clock with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go.
No, really. It's 10 weeks. Past that, we have about 9.
So Race City, after that timeout and the thought that we lost Doc Flatliner to a foul out, but apparently they just rested him with 6 penalties. The Race City Rebels have picked up 8 of 10 leads and 8 in a row here in the second half.
We're seeing signs that say, bring out your ass potato. I feel like there's a story.
We both may be out of MRD Westford.
Now it says, bring out your defense, ass potato. So there's that. Shaggy making quick work of the outside line, managing to pick up lead jammer status. This Race City team really loves their lines. Honcho going to go sit for a forearm and check out the Derby Rocks penalty box.
Omrecker out of the pack. Shaggy on the scoring pass, though. 1 blocker left, Pit Bulldozer. They're going to keep this jam going as Shaggy's picked up 4 points, and Omrecker's recycled to the back by Diamond.
Well, the jam will end before the end of the game, so it's likely that we will see at least 1 more.
I'm trying to push Kid up the track. Shaggy had dropped back through for another 4 points. Now Omrecker cycled to the back. And now Shaggy recycled to the back by Hurricane Heather. Omrecker still not out of this pack. Diamond and Kid and Kuster doing some nice work, nice defensive work there. And Shaggy now on pass number 3. Finally, Omrecker just Kuster left. Oh,
Some good offense allows Omrecker to finally get out of the pack.
Kuster, one last try to get Omrecker out of bounds. Managed to do that, but could not stay in bounds himself.
I don't believe Shaggy has any interest in calling this jam off. We're going to ride it out till the end. That's going to leave about 7 seconds on the game clock or something.
Omrecker managed to pick up 7 points as Race City Rebels picked up 16.
The Undead does indeed use their last team timeout to stop the clock. So we will see 1 more jam.
Race City Rebels holding a 191 to 115 lead. So unless Pittsburgh can pull out 80 points here, this jam.
Does Shaggy have an 80-point jam in him? We'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
Find out next in the exciting conclusion of Game 10.
Flatliner will take the helmet cover. Sitting on 6 penalties, too, so Flatliner's going to have to go clean this round. man jam, and Doc Flatliner on the outside line.
For the last jam of the game, we did get an old man jam. We've got Doc Flatliner managing to get lead, taking his time to call it off. As Nemesis, both of these guys over 50 managing to take the star. As that concludes the game, the unofficial score 191 to 115 in favor of the Race City Rebels. That bout brought to you by AARP and BioFreeze.
And BioFreeze. Man, I relate to both of those.
Sure, fair, yeah. Hey, my name is Chris Ram, and I have been reasonable. Enjoy the rest of your weekend here at Champs. I appreciate you for listening.
We managed
Thanks, Bill. We did it. We did the thing, and I think we're both still allowed to participate in the future.
So far.
Yeah, we haven't been removed from the MRDA just yet.
Yep.
There's still time. I might go pop a beverage, but thanks again. Take care.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.